yeah. Can you feel it in the air? Can you feel the chaos of crypto markets waking back up? Good morning, one. Good morning, all. Came to you a little bit earlier than usual. Going to try to come to you earlier and earlier. Had to handle getting the kids to their designated locations. Jesus, Mary, Joseph. It's been a hell of a weekend. Happy Mother's Day to everyone. Absolutely adore my wonderful wife and all the great things that she does for our family. Shout out to you, my love. Absolutely making our house a home. So appreciate all of the mothers out there in the world. Big shout out to the chat joining me this early. Now I'm going to try to go earlier and earlier. I got so much to get off my chest. And I've also made a decision that the spice that created this channel within me, I've been kind of keeping it tame because the more and more people come in, I try to act a little bit more reasonable. Who knows what the hell their thought is. Maybe they hate me or something. Who gives a I don't care anymore. There's so much to be discussed on the macro, but also the political spectrum within the United States that I cannot leave alone. So, as you can see, there you go. That's how I'm feeling today with the bug shirt, the OG. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Crypto Pricey, Deucey Does Crypto, Station C4, Offox, Linwood Jones, C90 FTW, the OG, along with Sack, Nasty, and Bullish on Parade. And Miss Tia made it. Absolutely. Melted my heart. But there's a lot to get into today in the markets, really. Kind of a slew of different things on the macro and crypto side. But before we get into everything, guys, I'm doing a terrible job at shilling myself. Make sure to go ahead and give me a follow here on the Twitter. This is where I'm dropping most of my stuff, but honestly, the deep crypto pics, things like that. And, pictures of my pew-pews. Going to be more so in the Discord. But without further ado, I must remind you all that this show is powered by Arculus, the world's #1 cold storage platform. This uses 3-factor authentication. You can escape bank collapses, bank runs, and all the cataclysm to come to traditional finance by becoming your own bank and taking control of your own future for yourself. Link in the description. Make sure to use code BASE10 for 10% off and take control of your future today. But with that being said, let's get into it. Here's a live look at Bitcoin holding 60K support over and over again to the face. Oh my God, is he gonna make it? Is it gonna hold? Can it do it again? We have a mustached gazelle pulling this comrade off of the field right now. Now he lays up another 60K support test. Yes, he once again has stopped that ball from going in and down below $60,000. Now, the final test, please, for the love of God, can we just all be friends? No, we will not be friends. We will check $60,000 once again. With that being said, let's look into the price action today. Looking pretty juicy, looking like it's set up for a nice little pump here, all the way back up to nearly $60,000 on the morning. Who else is going to the pizza party? You damn well better be coming to the pizza party, man. Here is Bitcoin's price action. It is absolutely gut-wrenching for anyone that's leverage trading this. Look at this shit. Just jackknifing up and down, shaking all the barnacles off of the side of the ship before it sets off for its next maiden voyage. Now, here is the health on the shelf, still proven strong. We had one punch below the 60K level, which has since been gobbled up, and now we are consolidating. I did make some moves in my portfolio this weekend. Added a great position to Seamless Protocol. Took a risky biscuit position on this low market cap gem, $84 million market cap. This is a base project that I'm feeling pretty damn bullish on. Added to my arrow position, check in on that live view. Still right about where we added to, much beyond this $300 that I originally started with. This is it's becoming one of my bigger bags. And yes, it's a risky play, but I didn't come here for the safety and the security of traditional finance. Now, did I? Nicole sent me a DM on the Twitter. Maybe I'll see if I can capture that live on the air. Wonder what it's about. Nicole, you about gave me a heart attack with that hacker link that you tagged me in. Okay. You want to come to the pizza party? All right, so what do we got here? You're coming to a pizza party. Hotel, nice and safe to say. Yeah, oh yeah, I'll give you good recommendations, Nicole. Absolutely. Absolutely excited to have you come back to the studio. One of the cornerstones of our show. I appreciate you so much and Shake and Bake for everything that you do here. You're sharing the stream. You're making me feel the love. You're making me feel like this fight's not lost by staying in the fight, by spreading the message of this channel out to the masses. Risk it for the biscuit. Druth, you know this. Zachary Martin, you know this. Risking it for the biscuit. Got my aerodrome. And then I added substantially to Near protocol. Gots to have some Near, I feel like. Just been a hell of a performer. Now, I am curious, you know, as to the long term. Again, this number's much different now. But I feel strong about Near, and you know, for that reason, we did a deep dive on Near protocol this weekend, which literally no one gives a shit about because the market's asleep again. Once again, it's the perfect time to strike. The interest in Bitcoin and crypto once again cratering below the levels that it actually had achieved over the past year or two on the search traffic. People are just going back to sleep at the absolute worst time. I am here to try to shake them awake, not the shake weights that look like you're masturbating, though. Now, with that being said, why do I feel so damn bullish about where the markets are headed at large? Well, it starts with this. This is from Satoshi Flipper. Coming in fast. China money printer has turned on. This is the China money to M2 money supply shown on the graph here. I'll get my face out of the way so we can see. Now, this is the July 23 time frame, kind of just eking up. You know, you got Evergrande going in Sullivan here, a little bit of things to fix here and there. Honestly, China's economy is entering stagflation just the same. I hate this computer. Now, we have jumped from 290 trillion to 304 trillion. Let's see if I can make this a little bit smaller. And again, if anyone doesn't know, I hate you, Steve Jobs. Now, there is the upswing that we're seeing here. This is the beginning of the year. You can see that the tune has changed, marking right at exactly the beginning of the year. And that is on the China money supply. Now here, from James Thorne, talking about liquidity leads risk assets. M2 overall money growth now in the positive. Quantitative tightening surprised by the Fed and rate cuts in 2024. Pain trade due north, according to this fine individual. Now, what we have is a percentage change from a year ago, accounting for the money supply. And as you can see, right as we entered 2024, on the world side and on the macro side, again, you can see that this MFR is turning up in a very violent fashion. Now, this is a great just overall many countries view. For Marty Party, money printers are starting up. Can you hear the hum? We have China with the most violent upswing there. Actually, really, it's Japan that has that nasty, nasty upswing. You've seen all the arbitration that the Japanese central bank has been pulling off to try to keep their fiat dollar alive, the euro, the United States markets. Canada, looking like it's trying to take a little break. Canada's just a complete mess. It's ran by a man that's likely the child of Castro and being sent into the dark pits of communist hell at breakneck speed. Now, I feel very, very sad for the people in Canada. A lot of my family is from Bainville, Montana. Or right around Fargo. Okay, if you know Fargo, you might have heard of Bainville. Population of 200, right about when the last time I checked. And that's where a lot of the Whitert clan actually located themselves to, transferred to the United States out of Luxembourg, and found themselves in the middle of a cold, windy, desolate prairie known as Bainville, Montana. So I really, I got many Canadian friends. And I think a lot of viewers in the chat are from Canada. I am sorry what you're going through out there. But on the money-making side, about escaping the absolute gut-wrenching inflation levels and capital controls, you have Bitcoin, thank God. And with the upswing in all of these M2 money markets, you're going to be able to take a little bit of a breath over the next few years. Yes, the world is getting ugly. Yes, it's moving at breakneck speed, but that's where the big bucks are made. With every cataclysm, there is a silver lining to that mushroom cloud. We must recognize it when it's there. We must take advantage of it when it is there, or be lost all. Sorry, you're slow. Oh, Nicole Minnis. Lower back burning. You know what? Nicole, I messed up my freaking elbow digging. I was moving like tons of dirt, and then I went and boxed and then lifted. I had a great bench press day yesterday or last week, and absolutely just crushed my elbow. But I am starting to heal up, so excited for what the week may bring. Now, on the technical analysis side of Bitcoin, where does it stand right now as far as the RSI? This is from Matthew Highland. Talking about weekly, RSI has officially made a lower low. Bitcoin now has an opportunity to make hidden bullish divergence in the coming weeks. These are the weekly candles for Bitcoin. As you can see, quick ride to the top. Now solidifying it belongs here. Solidifying the fact that it can hold above $60,000 and set up for that next big move, which we're all looking for. Now, here is the RSI. Giving those lower lows. You get lower lows on the RSI. You're getting higher lows on the Bitcoin price, setting up for an absolutely disgusting price swing right when all of the masses are asleep, right when they've been bored. Oh, I can't take it. I gotta get into something else that's moving faster. And right as they're asleep, here it comes. So, all you in the chat, you guys are positioned in the absolute Giga Chad portion of life to be positioned in, and shout out on you for having the focus and the fortitude to make it this deep into the market. It's just getting absolutely nuts out there, and Gonzo's talking about the CPI numbers being fake. I have something to say about that. Really, I saw some things this weekend, things that I already knew, but they have proof now. There's a lot of proof being highlighted that I am going to get in. That's kind of part of the reason why I went a little bit earlier this morning, so I don't get stuck in everyone's arbitration back and forth on, is it okay to indoctrinate our kids this way or indoctrinate our kids that way? You know what? Kids are going to find out. My son, on Mother's Day, first thing he did when we got out, shout out to you, Tom Crown. Bitcoin is back, baby. So Mother's Day, right? We got, I took her out to sushi. We did all these things, but we went to the park, tried to just have a nice leisurely stroll down the pathway. Immediately the son takes off, running full steam ahead, staring at his feet because he wanted to see how fast he was going. Ran into a metal pole, and I had to take him home and get him taken care of. Just absolutely crazy. My boy, he's a sturdy young man, so he shook it off all right. But goddamn, shout out in the chat and give Tom. If you guys don't follow Tom Crown on YouTube, he does great streams for when the Fed comes out. Sure, he's going to have a heck of a week coming up this week from all the information that's going to be breaking. But now I've covered a little bit of the money markets. We have some of this coming from a representative out of New Hampshire investigating allocations of a small percentage of its reserves into Bitcoin ETFs. Now, New Hampshire, one of the more closely connected states to the do not tread on me, the literal get the F off my lawn type situation for that state. Not horribly surprised. New Hampshire is one of the first within the United States to make a move. I'm going to go ahead and give this guy a follow. Let's go ahead and show some support to elected officials that might be finally waking up to the complete effing scam of fiat money and the ability for the central bank to literally print us out of the game while they cook their own bags to the moon. This is why I involve myself in crypto, so that I can find my own moon landing without having to rely on Jay Powell or all these other pencil neck pricks to get us there. So Representative Keith Amon, don't hate you. Don't hate you. Went ahead and followed you. Shout out to you, and I hope New Hampshire does move in that direction. What's your favorite treasury to buy? None of them. Absolutely none of them, Juice Master. Maybe someone in the chat's buying treasuries. I absolutely just despise the whole design of treasuries. And maybe that's just because I'm so bitter about how things have gone in the past. Do I expect them to change in the future? No, I do not. So I don't play that game. But now we see this. U.S. spot Bitcoin ETFs are finally returning to net inflows following a 4-week streak of outflows. This, while you combine that with the money markets coming back, while you combine that with this intrinsic lust for freedom that is spreading across the world, there is no stopping it unless BlackRock takes control of a vast majority of it and literally just ruins everything. So you have this whole ethos conversation, and really, at this point, yeah, Bitcoin's been captured. Yeah, crypto been captured. Guess what, though? It's going to take a while for them to undo the strings of what we've put together if we should allow it. Now, my pessimism on why we're going to allow these massive institutions to rip us apart to shreds, just like they do everything else that's good in life, is because people are asleep. People do not have the strength to stand up to say, hell no. Sure, I'm up here doing it, but there is not enough of us out there fighting. That's why I need you to share the stream. That's why I need you to hit the like. That's why I need you to support this channel. Get an Arculus from us. Use our code. Get some underwear that are organic, that don't permeate your nuts with a bunch of disgusting chemicals. You can get those at NADS. Link down in the description with code BASEMENT also to protect your diamond nuts, because I know we all got some if we're here in the crypto markets at this time being. It's going to get a little bit crazier this weekend, or actually this week rather. One thing is for sure, Tuesday and Wednesday are going to wake this place up. This is from Satoshi Flipper. Absolutely awesome macro and Bitcoin specific TA with a couple alts that he calls out. They're pretty good. 8:30 a.m. on Tuesday. So basically Tuesday we have producer price index, PPI year over year, core PPI, Fed Governor Lisa Cook speaks, Fed Jerome Powell speaks 10 a.m. Tuesday. Shout out to you, two pump chump. Gifting the membies out there, dude. The memberships and getting access to what me and Nick are building out on the Underscope are so damn important. Like, I know people don't acknowledge how important knowledge and preparedness, how important putting our own systems together are yet. They don't understand that yet, but I am building something ahead of the cataclysm to come. I am trying to hoist this community up to experience wealth. When everything else goes to hell, we can absolutely thrive in those situations. And we're going to show you how. Become a member, join the Discord, get part of that community as soon as possible. It's $4.99 a month. You spend $4.99 on a singular drink at the gas station at this point. What is that? So, you know what? I pour my guts into this show. I'm not scared to bring up what me and Nick are putting together in the background, because it's going to matter more than money itself in the next few years. So on Tuesday, we have all this stuff happening. Chair Powell talking at 10 a.m. on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we have this consumer price index, the CPI year over year, the core CPI, all of these fudged data points that Jerome Powell gets to dance around and say, hey, guess what? You know what, guys? Inflation's not that bad, right? There is nothing really too bad going on. What in the hell? BJ's calling. I got to turn this. BJ, I see you. I'm on the show live. Maybe he's got something going on with the upstairs, but I cannot help. I am beholden to this show right now, my good sir. Now, let's go into this. I didn't pull this up. Let's just go through my bookmarks. Very risky place to be, but we're going in anyways. So we're going in. We're going through here. Yada, yada, yada. I want to find the real nasty that really, was just part of the reason why I woke up in such a mood for violence this morning. I'm not going to find it here. I bookmarked too much damn shit. Basically, the Fed hasn't taken into account, they decided to not take into account the price of coffee. One of the commodities that has exploded in price by 80%. Coffee has increased in its value, and they just, you know what? We don't need to take into account that anymore. That's going to make the numbers actually look pretty damn bad, and we don't want to acknowledge that right now. We don't want to acknowledge the fact that the average person cannot afford a cup of coffee anymore, right? If you took out coffee from the greater population, people get pissed. Now, there is so much to talk about within that, but if they accounted for inflation the way that they should have, the way that they did in the 1990s, inflation would honestly be around 16 to 20% overall right now. But instead, we get these fudge numbers, these lies spewed from the higher ups in the Federal Reserve. And, I had this benefit of doubt for Jerome Powell. Maybe he's just stuck in this hard situation. Maybe he just can't make the right choice because he doesn't have the right data. He knows what the hell's going on. To act like he doesn't know what's going on is absolutely disgusting. Oh, yeah, check this out. Call this the Apple Vision Pro selling for half of their original listing price. on eBay right now because no one gives a shit about living in the metaverse. They don't live there. They're never going to live there. That's just my opinion, and I'll stick to it. Truth is that you have some crazy conspiracy theorist friend trying harder to save you than any government entity ever has. This is the feels right here, you guys. Now, this guy, we have to give this guy a listen. This made my heart swell. I know a lot of people, we are here making money, but we see all of the arbitrage on regular markets, and this just makes us smile, so let's get it going.
Hey, what you got? You again, bro? Were you followed? No. The answer's always yes, dumbass. You brought your phone, didn't you? God, you don't even watch Edward Snowden. Do you know anything? It's not your fault. It's not your fault. You have the standard programming. You probably think taxes are a good thing. Maybe they're going to fix the road one day in front of your house. I was hoping for the road. Then you find out that you were never supposed to be paying this much taxes anyway, and we had a whole war about those kind of things. I was trying to answer, but it's not your fault. You probably didn't sleep that good. You're probably scrolling real late looking at the blue light, weren't you? Yeah. I think 9/11 was maybe an inside job. You thought 9/11 might have been an inside job? Maybe it was an inside job. We just tromped around the Middle East and replaced every government we wanted for free, and they literally called it the War on Terror. They literally said we're chasing the boogeyman and stealing your money to do it. I thought President Bush was... Oh, but he was a Republican. He might have been... Doesn't matter. Why do you think Mitt Romney and all the Bushes and the Clintons and the Bidens and the Obamas are all best friends, baby boy? Their kids hang out. I'm not saying Trump's way better, but they all seem to hate his ass.
But that might be programming too.
Hard to sleep, ain't it? Hard to sleep for everybody. But you better giggle about it or else you're going to commit suicide. Go ahead and pull around back and I'll show you more.
This is my feels this weekend. And the look that this guy, it's so encapsulating, guys. This is the look of everyone, whether you want to admit it or not. This is the shit people are feeling right now. We're here giving and just putting the options of escape, the strongest vote possible in humanity, your dollar. I'm trying to show everyone that, guess what? If you take the capital control out of the central bank and out of the government, they have no more power. They cannot cook the books and start 3-4 more wars, whatever the fuck they want to do, if they are beholden to actual monetary value, and each one of those missiles has to be actually accounted for on a ledger. This is what I'm fighting for. I'm fighting because I feel like this is the last chance we have as people to stop absolute overlord control, pure tyranny, like tyranny actual. What we've seen right now, a little bit of a toe dip here and there. They just push an inch, see how hard you react, like you saw on Friday with, pushing a little inch, making a kid, conversate about cultural appropriation in a fucking educational document. You give them that inch, and then all of a sudden you're 2 years down the line and you have full-on replacement theory going on, just like what's happening in Europe. We are here to fight back against that. And honestly, I'm probably going to have to start saying all of the things that are deep, deep down inside of me on Rumble. I know I just figured out how to kill the YouTube stream and go straight over to Rumble for those things. Now, within this gigantic shit show, we have Gavin Newsom talking about how California lost $100 billion. Well, you're not going to like the answer. Let's give this a listen. Let's give it a listen.
Massive volatility. You have requirements under Prop 2, the GAN. You have requirements under Prop 98, which require that set aside. We use 93% of our surplus, which is, I want to be careful, either on the higher end or without precedent for one-time purposes. So we anticipated, because we didn't want that surplus to go to ongoing commitments, we anticipated that shortfall. What we didn't anticipate is these rain bombs in December, January, February, and March.
Rain bombs!
These atmospheric rivers that led to a federal declaration that led to FEMA and the IRS moving in a direction where we couldn't collect our taxes until, I believe, November 16th, as opposed to April 15th.
Oh my God. Rain bombs made it so that this jackass didn't have the capacity with the gargantuan budget that California already has to operate the IRS on time or to do those checks on time. It's because it rained. And you know what? You know what he goes on to say? These are the deep effects of climate change. They literally stop our paperwork from flowing, everybody. This is the scam. He's laying out the paperwork for the climate scam, for the guilt that they're going to pound into every single person for existing because the world's coming to an end, right? Because everything's falling off of a cliff. The only thing that's falling off of our cliff is our buying power. What's going to the moon is the deficit. What's going to the moon is the government debt and the reason and a quantification of them needing to multiply their quantitative easing and printing, which will thus exacerbate the problem. This asshole is, I don't know how California is still putting up with this, but here we are getting told that the reason why they were not able to move this deficit over the last few years is because it rained, you guys. Oh my gosh, climate change strikes again. What are we going to do? Shout out to Man Bear Pig. Absolutely insane what I'm seeing happen on the world scale. We need to wake the hell up. Now, we also see assholes from the Star Wars trilogy. What is this? Luke? I think it's Luke Skywalker, Anakin. I don't follow this stuff too closely, you guys. How it started, I will never turn to the dark side. How it's going, literally suckling on the teat of the dark side. Absolutely disgusting. Get fucked. Now, this is the Bank of Canada bracing everyone for a financial crisis. Gee, wonder where that could have came from. Some indicators of the financial stress have risen. At the same time, the valuations of some financial assets appear to have become stretched. This could be an increase of the risk of sharp corrections that could generate system-wide stress. The recent rise in the use of leverage in non-bank financial institutions could amplify the effects of such correction. Maybe it's the fact that your people can't afford to pay their rent and their water bill even though they're working 2 to 3 jobs at a time. Maybe it's the fact that people are losing hope in the traditional mouse in the wheel design that you have. It's getting so bad they're trying to put into place a 66% tax on their people. Joe Biden, a lot of people don't think he's actually going to try. He's literally going to try to tax you 45% on your capital gains tax. How's that feel? How does that feel? And then he's going to use that money to start a war that your child will have to fight in and likely die in. How does that feel? Does that feel good? Does it feel like we should just be quiet and allow all these things to happen? Or maybe you should stand up. Maybe you should feel that spine that's holding your body together and lift yourself off the ground and raise your voice before it's too late. And then you'll just be laying in bed in a sea of regret that you were too weak, too afraid to speak out when it mattered the most. Absolutely disgusting. Now the scam within the U.S. numbers of jobs. Turns out Biden's jobs numbers are indeed fake. This is highlighted by Peter St. Onge. Me and Nick have been talking about this quite a bit, but they arbitrage the jobs data just as well as the inflation data because they fail to count between 5 million to 7 million Americans who dropped out of the labor force since COVID. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at this. Look at this. What? If I had the babe. Oh, go unmute. What was this one? Go unmute number 2. Press the red button on number 2. Look at that one. Check it out. Look at these nuggets. I got nuggets joining me. Yeah, so that one. No. Number 2. So go to the far left. Go to the far. So the red button on the very bottom of it, that's glowing. Next one over. There you go. Push that one. Jasper, thoughts? Talking to the mic, Jasper. This is my daughter. This is my wife. My wife, Tiana, the wonderful Tiana. My lovely little daughter, Jasper. And Remington. Oh my gosh, I have been overtaken by love. I needed this. I was getting a little worked up there.
I saw.
Yeah, I was getting a little worked up there, you know?
Lighten the mood.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I need that often, you know? This is wonderful. So this, honey, they basically have accounted for about a 3.6% unemployment rate. But what it doesn't take into account is people that are no longer applying for jobs. It only takes into account basically people that are actively applying and if you actually took the real number of people that are out of the job force, either by pandemic, relief programs and things like that, it actually lands anywhere from 8 to 10% of the entire U.S. population is unemployed and choosing not to work right now. Everything's
That's
great.
me.
It's you. Oh man, you work, you do all kinds of jobs.
Contract only.
I'm pretty excited. You get up on that mic. I'm pretty excited about you looking at starting your sewing, your fashion design business again. It excites me. The shed looks absolutely lovely. It gives a warm feeling in my heart to look at that thing and see it. It's like a little cottage in the woods that you can work at.
Gotta own your own business. Own yourself.
She diversified and like come up with another way to make money, you know, and like it's hard to imagine robots being able to automate the fixing of clothes, you know, and design of fashion.
This little curly-haired girl who's running around, she's wearing a dress that I made.
Yeah, Jasper,
Jasper, come here.
come here, baby.
Hey,
This
Josie.
is so cute having all these nuggets in here. Thank you so much for bringing them in.
Absolutely.
What a daring move. So now. Okay, so and this is great that you're here. So in 2020, we it was more like 2019. We got our chance to buy our own home, right? And we got it at stupid, insane low rates. Like we had essentially like a 2.2 or 2.5% interest rate. It was disgustingly low. It made no sense why it was that low. Look how people are dealing with the current situation. The median home mortgage in the United States has reached nearly $3,000 per month, May of 2024, a new record. The only people with affordable housing are those who have owned their homes locked in a cheap rate below 4% a few years ago, or no mortgage at all, paying out their house outright and don't have to deal with the mortgage. Renters and people buying now are getting crushed by Bidenomics. This graph, it says a lot to me. It shows the absolute need to escape the debt bubble, this debt centipede that we've created by creating more and more debt. You know what I mean? Because like I talk to a lot of people that you know, they approach me and they're like, "Hey, I'm thinking about getting a house right now. God, the rates are at like 7 or 8%. I still tell them to do it because they can refinance.
They want you to be in debt because that's
they
how
do
they
want
make
you to be
money.
debt.
That's
Yeah.
how money is created.
Yeah. Oh, see that?
be
She's
back.
potty trained. All right, I'll see you, Jasper. See, look at that haircut. Absolutely adorable. God, that lifted me up. I feel so much better now she came in. But this does not. This takes me right back to my anger here. The fact that people cannot afford to get into homes. There are so many of my colleagues, people that I know of from past jobs that I talk to on the phone. These are jobs that are in the armed division. They don't pay amazing, the $20 to $30 an hour. Some of them cops, so they get much more than that. Like, you know, in Colorado, you're getting around $70K, $80K a year. And literally, they're putting their lives on the line, and they can't afford a down payment on a home. It is really kind of a scary situation. And anyone that asks me if they should go ahead and get a home, I would absolutely beg of you to take it very seriously, because you cannot live inside of a Bitcoin. You cannot live inside of these thick altcoin bags that we put together. But you can live inside a home and take control of your time by outpacing this arbitrage, by absolutely hammering into real estate, to tangible goods, and crypto and risk assets at the right time. Guess what? You're here in the chat. You are looking at risk assets at the right time. That is a wonderful thing. Proof of family, that will do it to you, man. I absolutely love them so much. God, they're cute. So now I have some more time. I'm glad I went early because I have some more time to keep going with the news here. Islam's taking over America. Michael Yon warned all of us about this. Now, you know, I've been bringing it up. Honestly, I'm going to have to bring it up more often because it's staring us right in the face. The states which approved new flags with the 8-point Islamic star symbol, Minnesota and Utah, approved the new flag. Due to outcry, it reverted. The cities with 8-point star are Hutchinson, Kansas, Aberdeen, South Dakota, Kent, Ohio, Norman, Oklahoma, Wheeling, West Virginia, Springfield, Missouri, Reno, Nevada, Pocatello, Idaho. If you think that being located in a rural area in and of itself will save you from what is coming, you are broadly and badly mistaken. This is why you have to arm yourself and take your family's security into your own hands. There is no one coming to save us. Joe has let in 27 million over the past few years. Not to mention, he doesn't even have to steal the next election. He can just allow non-documented to vote. And there it is, folks. The scam is fully in place right now. It is up to you, to I, at the local level to reclaim what is rightfully ours. And seeing this, the shocking thing, a lot of locations, Oklahoma, South Dakota, they all think that they're good. You ain't good. And if you look at what's happened in Minnesota over the past few years, that will paint that picture so very, very true. Now, shout out, look at that little afro coming by. This is so cute. This was interesting to see. X has fought and won. Everyone here knows Twitter 1.0 management, aka Jack Dorsey, would not have even tried to do this. Elon Musk has won in Australia court fighting over censorship of a church stabbing video. The billionaire social media platform said the takedown request was set for dangerous precedent for the open internet. The craziest thing about this is that the bishop was defending children's safety. He was going off about all of the attacks on children, all of the trafficking, all of these things that happen. And he had some actor, some kind of person that felt inclined to go stab him in front of everyone. Look at her. She's talking into the mic. This is so cute. You have to stand up for your children, even if it costs you your life. And I know this man would do it again, just the same. There is no stopping a truly awoken protector of children. They will not stop. God, they're cute. They're cute.
Gotta love the children.
Oh my God, they're just adorable. So shout out to Elon for fighting and winning in Australia. Shout out to Biscuit Jesus. Biscuit, I see your calls. Can't do it, babe. Can't do it. I'm not an octopus. Here, J.K. Rowling. Getting pretty based, it appears.
Very based.
Look at this. I don't compare him to one. He is one. In response to Daily Mail's online post, J.K. Rowling is accused of cruelty as she mocks, as she mocks transgender football manager by comparing her to a straight white middle-aged bloke. She says, I didn't compare him to one. He is a man. So, you know what? It's pretty cool to see J.K. Rowling fight back against it. Didn't expect it. Didn't expect J.K. Rowling to be so based.
Oh,
but
she's always been based.
She
She's gotten
has?
loads and loads of trouble for being so.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
For a long time. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that makes me feel like, you know, I want to. I
Why
want
we
to
read Harry Potter
Yeah,
at home.
I want to read Harry Potter. You know, I mean, I love the franchise, the films. We got all the films. It was one of the few book series that I read when I was a kid too. Really captured me.
She loves
absolute
the
shout out.
children.
Yeah, and our other daughter, Brooklyn. Brooklyn is absolutely all about it. So.
Obsessed. Yeah, she's finally reading chapter books.
Yeah, and this is the type of stuff like I'm not going to sit back and watch my daughter Brooklyn or these beautiful daughters here have to go up against biological males at their sporting events. That's not going to fucking happen. I am not going to do it. Sorry for the curse word. I am a little bit heated about this, you know, and you caught me at a hot moment. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I apologize. Look at they're dancing. Look at this. Oh my gosh. That is just cute. That is worth fighting for right there, ladies and gentlemen. So now got all that stuff out of the way. MoonPay looks like MoonPay has donated $1 million to Coinbase, initiating a stand with crypto pack. Good to see.
Let's go.
These kids are wild. These kids, they're crazy. Now, ultrasound money no longer deflationary for the time being. Thousands of Ethereum tokens being printed into thin air. And here's kind of what it looks like. The poisoning of Ethereum. You have the ETH dominance chart. Not doing so great. Not doing so great on ETH dominance. Now, you look at this, and the ETH supply has once again started to tick up to the upside. The big change to proof of stake, it is not all fixing. I think that we're going to see the deflationary activation of Ethereum come back into play once the markets start heating up. Gas this weekend was it was very cheap. I paid like $2 or $3 for a transaction. What was that, Jasper? She got a lot to say. My God, that hair. You know what I mean? It's just enthralling. But a lot of people worried about ETH. I think it will be back to deflationary pressure once the activity picks back up once on. It's kind of how the overall design of it is. Break Nation Sports, shout out to you
Jasper.
for the memberships. Jasper, don't unplug that. Oh my God. Please, for the love of God, no. So just keep that in mind. We're in a season of uninterest. We have this showing on the graph for Ethereum. This will once again come back down to normalcy. Oh my God, she has a Sneck energy drink in her hand right now.
It's closed.
It's closed. Thank God. Now she's grabbing something else. So reports are coming in that Robinhood has shut down the buying of GameStop stock once again. South Korea market also not allowing the buying of GameStop shares in pre-market orders. We know there's a hedge fund that will lose $13 billion if GameStop shares hold up this price action. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's up to $32. The creatures of chaos are back, my wonderful ladies and gentlemen. This thing just breached over $32. This is the 3-month chart showing what's going on at GameStop. And at large, this is, in my opinion, a squeeze on the nefarious hedge fund managers that arbitrage us out of the ability of making money on the traditional finance markets. This is the people taking their revenge in a monetary manner. Good to see. So I'm going to be paying attention to that. Now, one more final thing from Don Alt, and you never fade the duck, ladies and gentlemen.
Cards are back.
Yeah. GME up infinite. The retards are back. No idea what it means, but I know it's going to get wild. You remember when me and my dad were talking, the animal spirits are back?
Oh, yeah.
Last market, it was the GameStop stuff going on.
There we go again.
It feels very similar,
Yeah.
right? And then you have the mainstream media telling you, hey, be careful, save.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, did you see I think it was on Netflix, the roast of Tom Brady?
Yes,
and one of the
I
first
did.
things is like,
Yes.
don't invest in crypto. It's not real money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're trying to convince people
Absolutely.
that this isn't real. This isn't really happening.
It seems
but
desperate.
it is, yeah. And I mean, it is funny. It is for the sake of humor, but the reality is a lot of people don't understand it, and they really
Yeah.
do believe that.
Well, and if they are told that same thing over and over again, oh, there's Near Protocol. If they're told that same thing over and over again, eventually becomes reality in their mind.
Right. 7 times. You hear it 7 times, you think it's real.
Yep, 7
The
times.
truth.
And then 70 times you'll never back down from it. It's, so
Right?
there it
That's
is.
the control of mainstream media.
Honey, I was talking a little bit. We added to our Near position, right?
Oh,
So here's the yearly on Near.
So we have 2 separate portfolios that
Yeah.
are kind of competing at times.
Yeah.
And I have 73% of my portfolio in near.
Heavily overexposed.
Yeah.
But your first buy was like $1.90. It was
Yeah,
down
it
in this
was-
range.
It was really a good buy when I got it. And that's been my biggest winner so far. has
I
been-
like it. I like it. And you know what? It's a good chance to take. It's an aggressive L1. It's got all the right people. It's got connections with NVIDIA.
Yeah.
And, we're about to have another AI conference, the same as the last AI conference, where we saw alts just moon.
Yeah. And you see a lot of the major moves in the market happening almost purely on reputation, like who's behind the project. Because that's a huge thing that you need to research whenever you're going to invest in a project is this a fully doxed team?
Yeah.
Can I trust these people?
Yeah.
Do big corporations trust this person behind this? How do you say his name?
Ilov,
No, I think it's
Pelushkin.
Pelushkin?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really well known and he's got great connections. So
Well,
I
and
think
being
he's
invited
gonna
to
do well.
speak at those conferences, that's a big deal. I mean, NVIDIA's a absolute behemoth of, chip design. They don't manufacture the chips actually, but they're behind the design of it.
Right.
And they're coming out with some of the most groundbreaking robots and actual like hardware systems you see at the convention. It was incredible.
Oh yeah.
So
Got the good chips.
yeah, they got the good chips,
Yeah.
undeniable. And, there's a lot to be said for Near's price action here. Just the comfortability of me just adding to that. I'm chasing my wife's great entry points. I bought a small bag at like $4 or something like that, but really decided to turn the heat up right here when I could see some health on the shelf being built there. Now, the moves this weekend, Arrow also added to this Arrow position. One that is still on my to get list, though. There's so many things going on right now.
It's raining today. Can you tell?
So, we had this. Another one that I wanted to build a portfolio on. Oh, are they fighting?
Battle.
Oh, my God.
This is twin life right
Look
here.
at that. The twin life. Oh, look at that.
Only
2 pump
one
chump
umbrella.
giving $20 over to start their portfolios.
Ooh, I love that. Thank
Should we
you.
buy him some Pepe? Look at Pepe's price action.
Our son, before he goes to bed, he always says, buy more Bitcoin.
He does. Oh,
We've got him
Remy.
trained.
Hey, Remy, you want some bottle? Here, take some of that. Oh, yeah. Some Baba. But it's been a pretty amazing show. Having you come on this, you really cooled me down.
Surprise.
You brought it back down, but like some of my anger, honey, was, you remember the election stuff? We were going over.
Yes, that was very disturbing.
The anger that I have still is how uncomfortable it was to talk about the proof that's now on the table about what happened.
Yeah.
And people looked at me like a complete lunatic. For years, I was at risk. I'm probably on many lists by now.
Sure. Well, even during the election, we had a lot of discussions about that. And I remember being, a little trying to keep it neutral, trying to keep it unbiased. Like maybe this is what happened.
Yeah.
And it's not that I wanted to discredit you, but it's healthy to have that debate. Now that the evidence is here, like that's what I needed. I needed the hard evidence to really believe it, because I'm more of an idealist, I guess, and a little bit more hopeful that I want to believe in people, but you just can't believe in government.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
The
what
daughter
they can
just
do.
stole one of my medical kits. So,
Borrowed.
yeah, it borrowed one of my medical kits. I'm going to be diving more into it. You know what I mean?
Important.
Yeah, there's a lot of proof that just hit the table on what happened in Wisconsin, folks. Plus a couple other states. It's sitting there staring you right in the face, right in front of you. We cannot ignore this. I haven't ignored it, but I am going to to up the heat because we're right around the corner.
FTW.
What's
Twins
that?
just turned 4.
Oh,
Congratulations.
twins just turned 4.
I can't wait for our twins to be 4.
Oh my God, mortal enemies.
They're
those
3.
two. Oh my God. Hopefully these two
Yeah.
don't reach that enemy stage. You know what I mean? That'd be bad.
I think Remy's pretty.
Yeah. Well, one meme coin that might bring chaos before we leave, Pepe, you guys, it's trying to breach its previous all-time high. This thing is showing no chill. The MACD is coming back into the green on this one. Don't be surprised if the animal spirits absolutely turned the heat up on the markets at large. We got GameStop. We got Pepe getting ready to rip. Things are looking beautiful if you are daring and dashing enough to take a risk and look into what it feels like to be your own bank. Make sure to use our code BASE10. Get an Arculus. Get your crypto off of the exchanges. Take control of it for yourself. Take control of your future for yourself. And with that being said, absolutely lovely having you on here today, Tia. We're going to end the stream. We're going to go raid Discover Crypto. But until 2 p.m., I bid you adieu. Goodbye.